faithful promises. Time and time again, you have proven you do just what you say. Though the storms may come and the winds may blow, I'll remain steadfast and let my heart learn when you speak a word, it will come to pass. Great is your faithfulness to me. Great is your faithfulness to me. From the rising sun to the setting sun, I will praise your name. Great is your faithfulness to me. Oh, seasons change, you remain the same. God
All right, good morning, Greentree. We're thankful you're here with us today. Go ahead and stand and we'll start with worship.
The power of sin and darkness, whose love is mighty and so much stronger, the King of glory, the King above all kings, who shakes the whole earth with holy thunder, who leaves us breathless in awe and wonder, the King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love. That you would take my place. That you would bear my cross. You would lay down your life. I sing for all that you've done for me. Who brings our chaos back into order, who makes an orphan a son and daughter, the King of glory, the King above all kings. With truth and justice, shines like the sun in all of its brilliance, the King of glory, the King above all kings. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, that you would take my place. You would bear my cross. You would lay down your life, that I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy is the King who conquered the grave. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain. Worthy, worthy, worthy. This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love, that you would take my place, that you would bear my cross. You would lay down your life, that I would be set free. Oh, Jesus, I sing for all that you've done for me.
Blessed be your name in the land that is plentiful, where streams of abundance flow. Blessed be your name. Blessed be your name when I'm found in the desert place. Though I walk through the wilderness, blessed be your name. Every blessing you pour out, I'll turn back to praise. When the darkness closes in, Lord, still I will say, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name. Blessed be your name when the sun's shining down on me, when the world's all as it should be. Blessed be your name. Blessed be your name on the road marked with suffering. There is pain in the offering. Blessed be your name. Every blessing you pour out, I'll turn back to praise. When the darkness closes in, Lord, still I will say, blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your name. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Blessed be your glorious name.
oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand can be my guide. Where feet may fail and fear surrounds me, you've never failed, and you won't stop now. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith would be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith would be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. My soul will rest in your embrace, for I am yours, and you are mine.
Amen. Go ahead and have a seat. Justin's going to lead us in communion this morning.
So this past week, sitting in my truck with my son Dexter, and he asked me if I remember something that happened to us just a couple years before, and I was like, no, son, I really don't remember. And he kind of aggravated looked at me and said, Dad, you don't remember a lot of stuff, do you? Guilty as charged, son. I don't remember as much as I used to. And we come to a time in our service this morning where we are called to remember. Remember what Jesus did for us. In the Old Testament, there was communion around celebrating the Passover and what God did for us. And Jesus, in the New Testament, kind of redirected that into a new covenant. And that's what we get to celebrate this morning. And so this morning, we're going to take this together, and I'd ask you to open up your bread and remember that Jesus took this bread, he gave thanks, and he broke it, saying, "This is my body, which is broken for you." Let's take this together this morning. In the same way, he took the cup after supper, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood, which is poured out for you." So let's take this juice together this morning. Remember that this is our forgiveness. Let's pray. Father, we come before you and we thank you for this moment. We thank you for this celebration, for a time to just pause and remember that you loved us enough, Father, to send your Son. We thank you for the power of the cross, the power of the resurrection, that when it's applied to our lives, Father, that it means everything. Thank you for that love, that you sent your Son, that which was most valuable to you, because I made a mistake, because I messed up, because all of us are in that same boat. Father, I just pray that that fact is forever etched in our hearts and our memories. We remember it each and every day. It's in Christ's name we pray these things. Amen. All right, we are going to go over a couple of brief announcements and a couple of prayer concerns for you this morning and then get into our message. Youth group is going to look a little bit differently tonight. Fuel is a little bit different. It's going to be here in the sanctuary from 5 to 8 p.m. this evening. And this is a little bit different program. It's a change in time, not only time, but all of the grades are going to be together, 6th through 12th grade. Tonight we have Ozark Christian College sending out a group to be with us, and to lead in worship, and to bring a message. And so make note of that time change, parents, this evening. Food distribution is this Tuesday. Remember, it is at a different location like it was last month. It takes place at the new building out by Grace Fellowship on Highway 63 South, but they still need some help, some volunteers. There was a bunch of you that showed up last month, and it was such a help. If you can give a few hours of your time this Tuesday morning, starting about 9 a.m., we would encourage you to just show up out there at the Grace Fellowship and help in this particular ministry. Finally, I would just encourage you, if you haven't already, to keep up with church activities and services, special events, any announcements that we have by downloading the church app. You can go to the App Store and just search Greentree Christian Church, and it should be there free to download for your device. Some prayer concerns to share with you this morning. Ask you to continue to lift up Gage and Hedrick. We've been praying for him. Specifically, pray for strength for this young man, that he gains some weight. I'd ask you to pray for Bob and Joe Campbell, both diagnosed with COVID this last week, dealing with that. Bob Johnston, remember him in your prayers. We've been praying for him. He's the longtime pastor over at First Baptist here in Rolla, and he's been dealing with, for some time, the effects of COVID. He's actually being moved to a rehabilitation hospital in Columbia, so be lifting up Bob in your prayers if you would. Lou Moss is a man who is a longtime member, an elder at this church, who is recovering from a hip injury. He was moved from St. Louis to Rolla for rehab. Dane Crutcher's dad has been in hospital in this past week with some health issues. Be praying for him. Then Debbie Cook has an appointment this week to consult on her back. She has been dealing with back pain, severe back pain, for a number of years now, and she's going in hopefully to get some answers, so be praying for her and her appointment this week. Got word that Mike Roberts is out at Phelps Health dealing with pneumonia. Be praying for him. Then Haley Story has an upcoming surgery at the end of March at Mayo Clinic to remove that tumor. Pray that everything goes smoothly there. Jennifer Middleton's dad was recently diagnosed with melanoma and has a surgery coming up soon. Then a couple of families who are bereaved this past week. We've been praying for Dawn Riddle for some time. She passed away on Thursday evening in her home, and a service is being planned. We're not sure yet when it's going to be, but it'll happen over the next few weeks. Be praying for Mike and Bob and Joe and the entire family, if you would. And then I caught word this morning that Ken Clayton's mom passed away yesterday, and they are awaiting news on arrangements for Dawn Clayton. Finally, baby Cade, that is Lane and Cassie Crecilius' little guy who's up in NICU since he's been born premature. Just pray for him to continue to get stronger, make improvements so that he can come home sooner than later. And finally, just to praise Michelle Durrett. was baptized here yesterday. Kind of cool because it was her birthday. That's a pretty significant day for her right now, kind of twice her birthday, her biological birthday and her spiritual rebirth day. And so we just rejoice with Michelle on that decision. Okay, you can clap over that. All right, we're going to move into our message this morning, and to start off, I'm going to talk about one of my very first jobs ever. My first job ever was a paper boy. I was a paper boy, got up way early in the morning, too early, and delivered those newspapers, and I did that for years. But probably my second job, right around junior high, maybe 6th, 7th, 8th grade, I did a job that a lot of young people in corn country, central Illinois, did. I signed up to detassel corn. It was a great gig for a junior high student. I could make some pretty decent money just working like 3 weeks over the summer. And for those of you because most people don't know what detasseling corn is, it's walking these huge rows of cornfields, and you pull the tassel off the top of each one of the plants, and you're supposed to just toss it down on the ground or toss it at your buddy one row over from you who's also detasseling. And the purpose of this is pollination control for hybrids and crossbreeding and stuff like that. I detasseled for a number of years for the Burris Seed Company there in central Illinois. And I remember when I'd get my check after that 3 weeks that I thought I was rich. It was tough work, though. It was hard work. In the summer months, obviously, you're out of school. You're expecting to sleep in. Not for this job. You had to get up in the middle of the night, be at McDonald's in my hometown about 3:34 a.m., and they loaded up all these buses with kids. And they'd drive you anywhere from a few minutes or to upwards of maybe an hour out of town to whatever field you were working in that day. And the very first time I went out, I knew it was July in Illinois. I knew it was going to be hot, and I was going to be walking outside all day. And so not knowing any better, I just wore gym shorts and a t-shirt and comfortable tennis shoes. And one thing I did not know, that while walking these rows of corn, you would rub up against all day long the corn husks. And those corn husks are like razor wire. They are sharp. And after an entire day of doing this, my arms and legs had thousands of little paper cuts all over them. It stung so bad getting into the shower that evening. And I learned that day, you don't wear shorts. You don't wear a t-shirt when you're detasseling corn. That's why all the seasoned veterans, those who had done it before, were wearing long sleeves and long pants, because the discomfort from being too hot paled in comparison to getting cut up in this corn. And I bring up the whole story this morning to ask you a question. Have you ever been in a situation where you weren't wearing the right thing? I'm sure it probably wasn't detasseling corn for most of you, but was there ever an event where you showed up and you were overdressed, you were too formal for the occasion, or maybe you were underdressed, you weren't formal enough for the occasion? Maybe it was a sport and you forgot your uniform, or you forgot one of the pieces of sporting equipment that you needed for it, or maybe it was a job and you didn't have the right kind of safety gear, like safety glasses or a hard hat, whatever it might be. Maybe it was vacation and you expected much warmer weather or much colder weather than you did, and you didn't pack the right clothes for the weather on your vacation. Now, my wife obviously had done that before because she packs for all 4 seasons now, and I get to carry around there's some other guys that feel my pain there. But have you ever shown up for something missing a key piece of clothing that you needed? Because in every sport, and in every event, every job, every trip, and especially every battle that you find yourself in, you better be wearing the right stuff. That's what we're talking about in this new sermon series, going through the armor of God. That famous passage from Ephesians chapter 6 that tells us as Christians we are to suit up. We are to dress for every battle. Each week from this passage, we're going to take a look at an individual item that we need to wear. And we're going to read from Ephesians 6, beginning in verse 10 today, that says this: "Final word, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on all of God's armor so that you'll be able to stand firm against all the strategies of the devil. For we're not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in this dark world, and against evil spirits in the heavenly places. Therefore, put on every piece of God's armor so you'll be able to resist the enemy in the time of evil. Then after the battle, you'll be standing firm. Stand your ground, putting on the belt of truth, The body armor of righteousness. For shoes, put on the peace that comes from the good news so that you'll be fully prepared. In addition to these things, hold up the shield of faith to stop the fiery arrows of the devil. Put on a salvation as your helmet and take the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. While I don't know what it's like to go to war, to actually be in a physical battle, the Bible is clear that we as Christians every day are in a spiritual war. And the Bible is saying this: do you want to win that battle? You put on the right gear. The spiritual armor is critical to the success in your Christian life. And here is the spiritual war. It's a battle between good and evil. It's a battle between light and darkness. It's a battle between God's way and what he says is truth and the world's way that chooses the enemy's side many times and ignores God's truth. And here's the deal this morning. When you give your life to Christ and accept his grace to cover your sins, you in essence have joined the winning side. You have ensured victory for yourself, not because of anything that you've done, but because of what Jesus has done for you. And Satan has lost. And part of the war that you're in with him is that since he has lost, and since his nature is destruction, he would love nothing more than to make you and me totally ineffective. He knows that maybe you're a lost cause, but he wants to make sure that he doesn't lose anyone else because of your witness. And so, if you are an ineffective Christian, you won't be attractive to anyone else. In fact, if you're a Christian and you're an ineffective one, he can actually use you to deter other people from Jesus. Why would I want what he has? Why would I want Jesus if her life is still that way? And when that happens, the enemy wins. And so there is this real unseen battle that goes on every single day of our lives. And Satan uses weapons, all kinds of weapons, like sin and loneliness and hatred and lies, deception, distraction, disappointment, discouragement. He will use these things and more to make you and me completely ineffective. Last week, Chris started us off by saying you need to put on the belt of truth. That is the first of these 6 pieces that we need to arm ourselves with. And Chris did a great job of pointing out that truth is our starting point. He pointed out that we live in a world that has a truth problem, that we have taken the authoritative standard of God and we have made truth more about us. Me, what do I think on things? What do I think about reality? But we have to remember that God's truth is not subject ever to man's opinion. This morning we look at the second thing that Paul tells us to put on, the breastplate or body armor of righteousness. What is righteousness? Well, righteousness is the standard that God requires for people to be acceptable to him. And our world really doesn't like that idea that God has any kind of standard at all. But righteousness is a standard. It is a standard that God holds, and it is based on the truth that we talked about last week. And so then, righteousness is kind of like my application of the truth into my everyday life. Truth is the base. Truth is the standard that tells me the right thing to do. To put it another way this morning, righteousness means to be right with God and to do right according to God. And Paul tells us here that we need to daily put on the body armor of righteousness. If you do, you can face this battle with confidence because your heart will be protected. That's what body armor does, isn't it? Body armor protects the heart of believers. It helps us be more like Jesus. And righteousness is to be right. Righteousness is to do right. So you might be asking yourself the question this morning, why do I even care? Why does this even matter? Why would I pursue righteousness? I think that there are several convincing benefits of chasing after righteousness. The first one being this, that you will find real life and honor. If I were to ask you right now, this morning, if you had 2 choices and you were to choose option A, a life like many people in this world choose, apart from God's way, a life that can be, summarized of a life of kind of like brokenness and messy relationships, hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of fear and anxiety? Or would you rather choose option B, to have this indescribable life that blows that away. Certainly not a perfect life, but a life, as a passage I'm about to read says, a life of prosperity and a life of honor. And I'm not talking about financial prosperity today. It's much more than that. Which would you choose? I hope that you would choose option B. What does that look like? Well, Proverbs 21:21 says it this way: whoever pursues righteousness and unfailing love will find life, righteousness, and honor. Every once in a while, I will get discouraged. I think I'm a lot like everybody else. I'll have a dry season. Things won't be going all that smooth. Or I remember specifically when I worked with the youth that there were seasons, there were times where I asked myself the question, what am I doing here? Maybe it was a bad night at youth group where nobody seemed to be paying attention. Maybe it was an entire month that no one seemed to be listening to anything that I said. There have been times, if I'm transparent with you this morning, that I have felt like quitting, that I have felt like giving up, thinking to myself, I'm just not doing much here. I remember one time in particular where I was going through one of those dry spells, one of those periods of discouragement. I felt that way. And someone came to me out of the blue and said, hey, you got to check this out. And they had recorded on their phone part of Mr. RHS. For those of you who don't know what Mr. RHS is, it's a silly pageant that the guys do over at the high school. And I thought to myself, great, what has one of my students done to or said to embarrass me? And it was the question and answer portion of the evening. And the question was asked to one of the high schoolers in the competition, who's the most influential person in your life? And to my shock, this young man said, Justin Cook. He has had a big impact on my life. And I was completely stunned. I had no idea. I knew I'd spent a lot of time with this young man. We had laughed a lot together, but I had no idea that I was that kind of influence on him. It's in those moments that God so often shows up in my life when I start asking the question, why? In those moments, maybe the people that I've encouraged don't even realize it, but they encourage me, sometimes giving me the boost that I need. This is why I do what I'm doing. That's not a coincidence. God so often shows up and reminds me, Justin, you as a young man decided to choose my way, and you've been trying to pursue righteousness. It hasn't been perfect. There have been plenty of bumps along the road, but I'm going to orchestrate your life in such a way that you know, because you've tried to honor me with being right and with doing right, that I'm going to honor you. That's what a life of honor looks like. That's the good stuff, where I know without a shadow of a doubt I wouldn't rather do anything but pursue God's righteousness. It's been a long journey, but what are the benefits? An indescribable life of prosperity and honor. Number 2, a constant filling of the Holy Spirit. Matthew 5:6 says this: God blesses those who hunger and thirst for justice, or another translation says righteousness, for they will be satisfied. When we pursue, when we chase after God's righteousness, we are promised that we will be filled with his presence. Number 3, a sense of peace and confidence. I love this passage, Isaiah 32:17, that says, and this righteousness will bring peace. Yes, it will bring quietness and confidence forever. Imagine this. Going through life, and regardless of what chaos, regardless of what turmoil is going on around you in life, that you can have this otherworldly, unreal peace that the world doesn't quite understand. Why? Because you have God's presence. Finally, another benefit is a Christ-like life. I love Ephesians 4:22 and following. It says, throw off your old sinful nature and your former way of life, which is corrupted by lust and deception. Instead, let the Spirit renew your thoughts and attitudes. Put on your new nature, created to be like God, truly righteous and holy. What a passage. When we pursue righteousness, we start to look a little more like Jesus. We become the people that God wants us to be. See, these are some benefits of righteousness, and I don't want to gloss over them this morning. These are huge. Go back and read these scriptures later today, later on this week. These are big. And in the few minutes that we have remaining, what I want to do, I'm going to go through a checklist of living righteously in the midst of daily wars. Hang on to it, put it in your Bible, maybe go back and remind yourself of it. Number 1 thing here is I must understand that I need righteousness. If I'm going to live a life of righteousness, I have to understand my need for it first. What is my need for it? Well, you're not very righteous by nature, neither am I. None of us do this thing very well. Righteousness, God's standard, understand, is perfection. And we don't measure up all that well to it. So many people think, well, I don't need God. I don't need that Jesus stuff. I'm a pretty good guy. I'm a pretty good gal. I don't need all of that. But that's not what righteousness is. You're not righteous because of what you do or don't do. You're righteous because you put your faith in God's Son. You become righteous because of what Jesus did. It starts with your need. Do you need it? Remember several years ago now, meeting with a man in my office, wanted to talk through some things, and just started coming to our church, and he was pretty emotional. He said, for the most part of my life, I've lived my life just denying the fact that I needed God. Things were good for me. I had a good family. I had a good job. I had a good home. Things were just good, and I thought that God might mess some of that stuff up. But he hit some tough times. Some serious things came to him, serious health issues, serious relationship issues, serious career issues. And he said, the Lord sure has humbled me over the past several years. Through tears, he said, while I used to think that I had no need for God, I now know that I can't live my life without him. And as soon as he said that, it's like his heart just opened up to the possibility that he had this need all along. But until he admitted that he had that need, he didn't even see he needed God in his life. So I ask you, you want to wear the body armor of righteousness, it has to start here. That I've got to understand that on my own, I cannot be right with God. On my own, no matter how much good I do, on my own, no matter how many of my family members are Christian, on my own, if I go to church every week, on my own, if I give a lot of money to the church and other charities, on my own, if I'm the kindest person ever to live on my own, I can never achieve righteousness. So first, I must understand my needs. Second is I must understand the depth of righteousness. Again, righteousness is kind of in two parts this morning. It is to be right, and it is to do right. The depth of righteousness this morning is like an exchange. I'm going to illustrate it this way, what an exchange is. I'm going to need some brave soul that is willing, that has a dollar bill on them right now, that is willing to trade it for what I have in my pocket. Now, that is a gamble because it might be way more in my pocket. It might be way less in my pocket than $1. But does anybody have $1 that they are willing to trade? All right, come on up here. I'm going to trade you this for this shiny penny, but this is a 1976 penny, okay? So in a couple hundred years, this thing is going to be worth some money. Do you feel good about this exchange?
Sure.
Sure, okay. Most people, I feel good about this exchange. I just made 99 cents in church this morning, You should not feel good about this exchange, but I will say this. I'm going to give you back your $1. You can keep the penny, and I'm going to give you $20, okay? And you get to keep that. That is the exchange I'm going. Do you feel better about that exchange now?
Sure.
Sure, okay, awesome. I would hope so. We had people in the first and second service threatening to come back to another service to get that $20. That was an exchange. I mean, you got $20 out of nothing. Did you do anything for that? No, you got it because you were the first person to jump up and tell me you had $1. You didn't deserve it, but I gave you something. Two quick sides of righteousness, two kinds of righteousness this morning. The first one is this. It's imputed righteousness. Imputed righteousness is this. It is given free of charge without any effort on my part. Without any effort on his part, he just got $20. That's a pretty good trade, isn't it? But the exchange for us is this. That I exchange my sin and the consequences of my sin, which the Bible says is pretty steep consequences. The wages of sin is death, remember? And Jesus takes that sin because of his death on a cross, because of his perfect life, he paid our debt. And he will make that trade with anybody who's willing to do so. That's a pretty good trade, isn't it? That God looks down on Justin Cook, and he doesn't see all the ugly sin in my life that I've committed, all the anger, all the greed, all the selfishness, all the apathy, all the arrogance, all the ugliness. No, he sees me as perfect because I've put on Christ. Christ gives me an imputed righteousness, and I did absolutely nothing to deserve it. But the second part of righteousness is the imputed righteousness. There's an imparted righteousness. And that's where God's power works in me, and it's my cooperation with God. It's me striving towards God's standard each and every day to look a little more like the person of Jesus. I won't ever be perfect this side of eternity, but I cooperate with God's power working in me to bring about more righteousness in my life. 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18 says this, "So all of us who have had the veil removed can see and reflect the glory of the Lord, and the Lord, who is the Spirit, makes us more and more like him when we are changed into his glorious image." Next is this: I must obey God's direction for righteous living. One of my favorite features about smartphones, probably my favorite feature about these things, is the GPS. Am I alone in that? Does anybody else really appreciate GPSs on their phone? Man, it is one of my top things about a phone, and the reason is I used to get really anxious when I would drive in big cities that I hadn't been before, thinking, man, am I going to make the wrong turn? I'm going to make someone angry, cutting them off in traffic and stuff. Now all I do is I type it into my GPS, and that soothing British lady tells me exactly where I need to turn, and it tells me if there's traffic up ahead. It's so nice. And I bring it up this morning because this, in essence, is God's GPS for our life. His word. This is his direction manual. If I want to live a righteous life, if I want to put on the body armor of righteousness, I've got to follow the directions that he gives me in here, because life, ultimately, it is a series of decisions that we make. When I was in second grade, I decided I wasn't going to live for me anymore. I was going to live for God, and I'm going to live his way. I've been battling that decision every single day since then. I haven't always made the right decisions. Sometimes I choose my own way, but my way always gets me into trouble. Romans chapter 8 says this: "The Spirit of God who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you, and just as God raised Jesus from the dead, he will give life to your mortal bodies by the same Spirit living within you. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters, you have no obligation to do what your sinful nature urges you to do." You don't have to do that. That God says you don't have to live that way anymore, because my power is alive within you. You can choose the right path, the path of righteousness. To be right, that's God's part. To do right, that's my part. And finally, I must evaluate, how am I doing this on a regular basis? I must regularly evaluate, am I putting on the body armor of righteousness? If I regularly evaluate this, I have to say, am I doing this? I mean, that's part of why we do, hopefully, what we're doing here. Church on Sunday morning, just one of the reasons to stop our week and to give God an hour to hear from his word and to ask the question, am I really doing this? Am I really doing right? Am I suited up with righteousness? See, God, he's already made you right. That is the be right. You made that exchange, your sin for a Savior. He made you right, but now I have to evaluate, am I living this out? Here's one of the easiest ways that I think you can evaluate whether or not you're doing this. Look at the decisions that you have made, maybe even just this last week, and ask the question, did I act in love? I mean, that's a pretty easy litmus test. Evaluate, did I act in love? The other night when my wife asked me to do that thing that I really didn't feel like doing in the moment, did I respond in love? Or how I acted at my kids' ball game the other day, did I act in love? Or when I was asked to pick up the slack for a coworker of mine, did I respond in love? When I responded to that guy on Facebook who really made me angry, was that a response out of love? Galatians 5:14 says this: "For the whole law can be summed up in this one command, love your neighbor as yourself." And so a good sign of whether you and I are living righteously is whether our life can be characterized by love. And so as we wrap up this morning, here's my task for you. If you're saying, Justin, that kind of makes sense. I don't know if I fully, understand this war thing yet. I'm not sure I understand all of that, but I am sure that I believe that God wants to protect me. And I got my belt of truth on last week. Now I'm going to put on my body armor of righteousness. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, just say this prayer, and maybe you jot it down on like a Post-it note and put it somewhere where you will see it every day this week. The prayer is simply Psalm 51:10 that says this: "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." Start your day off tomorrow by praying that prayer. God, would you create in me a clean heart, and would you renew a right spirit within me? Let's stand and let's worship.
It's your breath in our lives, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lives, so we pour out our praise to you only. You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. Great are you, Lord. Great are you, Lord.
Let's close in prayer this morning. Father, we come before you and we thank you for being a God who exchanges our sin for what you did on a cross for us so many years ago, Father. Thank you for the righteousness that we have, not because of anything that we've done, but because of all that you are and all that you've done on our behalf. Father, I pray that righteousness, that we wear that, and that every day we strive to put on righteousness because of gratitude for all that you've done for us. Lord, we just love you. We thank you so much for all the blessings that you give us. Help us to go out today. Help us today to be a blessing to other people. It's in Christ's name we pray these things. Amen.